In modes, you have one important mode, that is the complex mode. It contains overlay, soft light, highlight, and the others. In this lecture, we are going to focus on this complex category. How does it work? The complex category will work on the gray levels of the underlying layer for less than 50%. So if your underlying layer does not have any gray, it will not do anything. And actually, it will work on the midtones. Let's see what midtones are. If you come to three-tone here, this is an effect. It can demonstrate to you, and I'll put it on the image itself. Image or video, it will work the same. You notice how the color has changed. Now, what color has changed? It's only the midtones here that have changed. If you click and try to change the midtones, for example, we go back to black here, we go high and low, you notice these are the midtones that are changing. You notice which one they are. Notice that the shallows or the very dark black here are not changing at all. And you notice that the highlights, if you have any, are not also changing at all. Fine. Now, what is midtone? If I stay in the middle here, then I am in the midtones, and it doesn't matter what color I'm using. This is a very simplistic, explanation, because this is not a graphic design course. So if I come over here, you notice nothing is happening. They are still the same. I'll go down a bit and try to match the original. I click OK. And let's see if we match the original. Not bad. We are at like 95%. So if I use overlay, overlay is going to work on these midtones. If there are no midtones in your underlying image or video or underlying layer, in fact, then overlay will not work or will give you funny results, not what you expect. Fine. Let's delete this effect. We don't need it. And let's put on the two shape layers that I put here. So we have two shape layers. One of them is orange, one of them is green, as you can see. I will apply to shape layer 1 the overlay. Here you are. And notice what's happening. The color of the source layer has replaced the midtone of the underlying layers, or the midtones of the underlying layer have been replaced with the color of the top layer. If I take the top layer and make it the underlying layer, and I put overlay now on the source layer, as you want to see it now, it's a top layer, is a source layer, you notice that it has changed. So it actually uses the midtones of the shape layer 1 now, not the midtones of the image that we have put here. And it seems in this shape layer, the midtones levels are higher than our image. I'll put them back and put back this one to normal. Stick it up. Yeah, cool. I will do the same for the green, and I will take it and make it, overlay. Now we have changed the color. You notice this is extremely useful. Let's rotate them just for curiosity, and let's put the other layer to midtone, and here you are, the same effect is happening here. Let's get it back. We put this one to normal, and we have our midtone. Now this is very interesting, because if you take any picture, for example, let's take this background. Just let's create a new comp with this background, and if you want, we can now add a solid layer, new solid, and we make it blue, for example. And here I come, I say overlay, and then I have changed it. Now blue and overlay, it doesn't work. Let's change this one, solid setter. Let's go to red. Okay, so actually I changed the picture tones using the midtones and using overlay. So this is quite nice and quite practical to change the tones of the picture. Let's take this example now. This is 3 complex 2. Please open it. Now we have here the C, that's the video, and under it we have a layer that has a certain color. This is of course a solid layer. If for the video layer, the top layer, I change the mode to overlay, it has taken all the midtones of the underlying layer and applied them to the source layer. Of course, if you come to this layer, say layer, solid setting, and change the colors here. Let's take them to yellow. You notice what's happening. So I need midtones. Let's go back here, and you see what's happening here. You notice, I want to show you here. If I go down, I am, darkening the midtones, and here I am highlighting too much. There is no more gray here. So I'll take it to the middle, come here, and this is the appearance that you want to have. Of course, you're going and using other colors will be also quite nice. Here you are. This, for example, is not coming up nice with me, but for the course, you understand what I mean. Now, if I take this layer and put it above, the whole thing is going to change. And this one, let's put it to normal. Nothing is happening. Only few things have changed because the underlying layer, which is the video, does not have any gray less than 50% or any midtones. So it's really not working very well. Let me give you another example now. Let's put this off and put this one on. We play it. This is an escalator, but the camera has been put on the floor. It's very interesting. It's very nice, in fact. Now, what I want to do is to create a shape. I will take the pen tool and come over here. I'm going to take the floor under, just like this. Simple. So I'm creating a shape, and that shape is just under here. Let's adjust it a bit. Take the selection tool, take this one down. Let's just see. Now, I'm going to put the shape above the escalator, and these two, let's shy them off. Okay, now we can see. Now we put the overlay, and notice the whole color has changed. Let's change the color of the fill here to something pretty interesting, something dangerous. Let's make it dangerous. Okay, more. Yep, it's not working very fine, but that will do. Cool. So now I have the portion of the escalator overlaid with the shape layer. Of course, if it was moving, I would have done camera tracking or something like this. Fine. Now let's do it above. We take the pen tool again and we do another shape, for example, like this. Okay, not to be very precise, boring. And we take it here and here. Cool. Now I change the color. Let's take it to blue. Let's make a contrast. Put some gray inside and say overlay. And here you are. Now you have created a whole illusion. You changed the whole movie. You changed the whole video to have something, really amazing. And notice we didn't do much work. Okay, just changing to overlay. Of course, let's start to change to soft light. Soft light has a different algorithm that will soften the colors a bit. It will not use 100% of the one that is less gray. If you go to hard light now, things will change differently. But the concept is still the same. We're still using the midtones. We're still using the grays less than 50% to do our work. If you go to linear light, also the same. Now, if you go to vivid lights, notice what's happening here. The mixing is quite different. You want to try each one of them. But what I want to explain to you is the concept of the complex category and how it works and how the grays affect this category. Thank you very much for listening. This has been a long lecture and I hope I was very clear. And you have any questions, please post them and I will be very happy to answer them. See you in the next lecture.